He's 26-3-2. He's going to be facing Willie Nelson this Friday, March 1st on ESPN Friday Night Fights card. That was the card we were talking about earlier with Billy Dibb as the main event. But Michael Medina joins us. Hey, how's it going, Michael?
Hey, how you doing, man? Everything good? Just finishing working out right now.
That's good. That's good. So, when was this fight announced? I recently just heard about it. I'm familiar with both Willie and yourself, and it's a fight that's really garnered my attention. As soon as I heard about it, I had to get you on the show.
Well, basically, I just found out a couple of weeks ago that I was going to fight him, and that it was going to be part of the first card of the CMS promotions of 50 Cent, together with co-promoting with Lou DiBella, who's my promoter. So they just got it together. They offered the fight for the NABF title, which I was holding before they vacated me, and I accepted, and we're about to go fly over there to Foxwoods, Connecticut.
Now you didn't have that many fights. You had one fight in 2012 that was against James Winchester. Are you a little bit worried about being dormant going into this fight? I know Williams is he's a tall, rangy guy, really tough for junior middleweight. But has the time off, do you think it will negatively affect you, or will you be good to go once you get back in that ring?
Well, I think it won't affect me, and it will work on my best for the better of me, because I think that I've been working hard. I've been sparring the likes of Kid Chocolate in the wild card, and Daniel Livingston, fighters who are very athletic. They're tall. They know how to use the range. So I actually believe that this is a great matchup. Stylistically, it's going to be a good fight for the fans, because I myself, I try to be a forward fighter. I also like to box, but overall I like to exchange punches. So I think that it's going to be a very exciting fight where there's going to be a lot of exchanges, a lot of blows, and possibly a knockout from both sides. We both have power, we're both strong, and we're both coming to win. So I'm just expecting it to be a great fight.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching. You said you were working with Kid Chocolate a little bit. That's definitely a good fighter to get ready for Willie Nelson. Kid Chocolate, actually, he's going to be defending this title. I believe it's February 9th and against Fernando Guerrero. How do you see that fight going?
Yes, actually, we were working together in order to get him get ready for that fight against Fernando. I think that it's a great matchup for him. Fernando Guerrero is a very strong young fighter, but he got knocked out by Grady Brewer not long ago, who is a guy who has a very powerful right hand. And because I know Kid Chocolate, he has like a monstrous right hand. He has a lot of power in that hand, and I think that if Fernando Guerrero hasn't adjusted to those deficiencies in his southpaw guard, he might get caught with the right hand, and if he gets caught with a punch from Kid Chocolate, I think it might be over soon in the early rounds.
Well, yeah. See, we were going back and forth on this fight about the show, too. We weren't really sure if Guerrero honestly should be in the position to be fighting for the title, because he really hasn't came back from that Brewer loss. I mean, he's came back, he's fought a couple fights, but not that top level of competition. Just weren't sure if, he's being rushed in. Quillen's a different type of animal than Fernando Guerrero's used to facing. But actually, my co-host, Michael Doss, just joined back with us. He was having more technical difficulties with our switchboard, but I'm going to pass it off to Mike.
Hey, Michael, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing yourself?
I'm doing good. Like we were talking about before, Willie Nelson, he's a tall, real lanky guy, kind of a different style that you fought in a while. Being on kind of a short notice, I mean, when is it? Is it March 1st?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will be March 1st. I think it was supposed to be on March 6th, but they switched the fight because of the ESPN network to March 1st.
Well, being a guy that's kind of on the upside, he's had some good wins lately. He's been kind of progressing. being a tall, lanky guy, how do you really anticipate this fight going? I mean, you think he's going to? Here's the thing to me about watching Willie Nelson. He has all the tools. He can fight on the outside, but he don't mind mixing it up either. Do you think that's going to be, your bread and butter?
Well, yeah, I definitely I'm consider that as his game plan. I honestly don't know exactly what he's trying to do until we're there, but because of the history of both of us, I think that he's going to try to outbox, stay in the outside, move with his angles, and try to fight smart, because he's not going to want to get in a Mexican standout with me, But I'm practicing a lot of waist movement. I'm trying to stay in my distance, keeping my jab in front of me, throw combinations, a lot of body shots for sure. I'm going to be working on that fight, and a really good uppercut. I actually can punch with both hands, so it all depends on what he brings to the plate, and I'm just going to try to adjust to whatever. Right now, as I'm thinking, I'm going to go forward, moving my head, trying to land body shots in the early rounds of the fight, and then overall, if I see that he's starting opening up, I might connect a couple of shots on the head and make the combinations. Just not do the same. Not doing the same all the time. I want to switch it, because I know that he's a very crafty fighter. He can switch. He can throw a good jab. He has a good right hand. I saw him throwing a couple of crazy combinations when he fought in the same card as I did in St. Moister. And, I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm excited for it.
Well, I know a lot of guys don't like to kind of, think ahead or think past their fights, and rightfully so. But, you do have a lot of unfinished business with a few guys. In the same division, you got Vanes Martirosyan, who you fought. I think it was your first loss you ever had. You're fighting a rematch with Lara coming up. It was a good fight the first time. I wasn't sure if it really merited a rematch, but they are going to do the rematch. So who do you like in that fight? And is that somebody in Martirosyan that you really feel that you have unfinished business with?
First question, I think personally that Vanes was winning the fight, regardless that I think that if the fight would have continued, I was seeing that Lara was starting to land heavier shots and starting to pick his shots in a better way, moving around. But as the fight ended up in that headbutt, I think that Vanes had the edge, because he was throwing a little bit more combinations and landing more shots. There was a cut that Lara had, and that was created by punches, and the cut that Vanes had was with a headbutt. So that kind of lets me know that Vanes was landing a little bit more. But in the late rounds, I think Lara was starting to land a little bit more substantial shots. Vanes is a great fighter. I even had the opportunity to spar him a couple of times here at the gym, and I think that fighting him will be amazing. It will be. I lost with him in 2007 when I came here. I was undefeated. I think he's a great fighter. It was a little bit green. I think I was a brawler, completely a brawler. I'm more of a boxer puncher now that I'm training with Eric Brown. I'm learning new things in boxing. I'm improving a lot. I think that it will be a different fight this time. I think that I have what it takes to win that fight, to redeem myself after that loss that I had a couple of years ago. But it's not something that I'm impatient for. I know that if he makes it up there, and if I keep winning these fights that are coming up, and we're eventually going to match up again, because he's an undefeated fighter. He's a great fighter in my weight class, so why not? If the fight comes and he's a champion or I'm a champion and he wants to challenge, let's do it.
Well, mainly you've been fighting at 154, but you did step up. You got closer to middleweight there against Rahman. Talk to us about that fight. I never got to see that fight. I know I think you did drop him once in the first or second round.
Oh, okay, yes. Saul Rahman, that was, I went to fight to his hometown. I was supposed to fight another fighter whose name was Muñeco Aras in 154 pounds. When I got there, I was helping Chavez Jr. to get ready for his fight against Billy Lyle. So finally, 3 days before the fight, they told me that the guy had got sick or something had happened with my opponent, and that they wanted to kick another guy in. His name was Saul Rahman. I know Saul Roman because he had just fought with Sergio Martinez. So I knew he was like a step up in class, like he was a really good fighter. And I was like, okay, let's negotiate a little bit more because it's not the same fight, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, ended up happening that they made the fight in 160. I was in 154, and we ended up fighting in his hometown. It was a really fiery first round. We both landed a couple of shots, and in exchange, I landed a left hook, and he landed an uppercut simultaneously. He goes down, I stay up, but I was staggered a little bit. The referee counts him to 8. He counts him to 8. He gets recovered. He comes back. We start exchanging. I was landing a couple of shots, and he lands a right hand. I go to the ropes, and I'm moving around, trying to move my head. He's still throwing some shots. He's basically landing most of them in the gloves. He's not landing in my face, but it looks a little more than it actually is because I'm in the ropes, and I'm trying to move around and get recovered. Finally, this is the way I experienced it anyways. Finally, when I get recovered and I start landing some shots back, the referee comes and steps in and stops the fight, giving him a TKO. Which at the moment I was a little bit confused. I thought the referee had stepped in because it was the end of the round. But he told me, like, no, it was over. I was a little bit disappointed. But it definitely gave me something to look for. It made me work a lot on my defense and just and learn that sometimes when if you're not prepared or if you're not aware in the ring, one shot can change the whole deal of the fight. Because I think that until that point I was winning that fight.
But do you think really, I mean, even though you fought guys like John Duddy and Vanes Martirosyan, good fighters, do you think that, that fight against Roman really changed you as a fighter?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've learned, I think that I've been I've been in big stages already, and whatever the reason it was, I wasn't ready. I think that I was still lacking a lot of technical substance because I actually started boxing in Mexico, learned how to box, basically street fighting, and then did 12 amateur fights. I got 11 knockouts and 1 decision. I thought that I was ready to go pro. I didn't have a lot of experience in amateurs nor pro. So I've been learning through just fighting. And when I was thrown out here in the United States, that I came back to my country, I was thrown out with good fighters. And I think it was a little bit of experience. I needed to work a little bit on more technique. And now that I'm here actually living in Los Angeles, I get the opportunity to spar like world champions. I get to train with a world elite trainer who's Eric Brown. And I think that it's been a big change in my career. I have a strength conditioner now. I have a regimen of training, and I think that it's been a big difference. And I think I will show it up next to this upcoming fight against Willie Nelson, and I will be shocking a lot of people and a lot of critics of boxing.
Well, watching you over the years, I've seen a lot of your fights, Michael, and I'll tell you why. When I heard the Willie Nelson fight was going to be made, I mean, both you guys, Willie's on the upside, like I said before. You gave a lot of entertainment to us. You're on a 2-fight winning streak. You got a great one against Grady Brewer. I think that it's going to be a hell of a fight, and I can't wait to see it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I can't wait either. And thank you for having me on the show. It's been a pleasure, and I just want everyone out there know that I'm training to win. And everyone go, if you're in Foxwoods or Connecticut, just go to the fight, check it out, because it's going to be a barn burner.
Well, before you go, tell your fans or anybody on the social media networks that want to reach you on Facebook, on Twitter, kind of give a shout out. You got a Facebook, you got a Twitter, you can give.
Sure, for sure, man. I have Facebook, Michael Medina, and Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me at One Magnificent M, and just like that. At One Magnificent M, and that'll be it, man. I post a couple of things there, like me boxing, a couple of trainings and sparrings. I have a couple of pictures there with Kid Chocolate and some of the people I've sparred. But it's good, man. Just it was a pleasure.
Hey, and last of all, Michael, before we let you go, just give Willie Nelson a few words, if you would. What's he going to be? What's he going to expect March 1st?
Well, you mean words for Willie Nelson, or like what I would like to tell him?
Yeah. Tell say Willie Nelson's listening to this show right now. What do you get to say to Willie Nelson?
For sure, get ready, man, because you're about to go into the fight of your life. I know that you know this. I know that you've seen me fight, and I know that people around you might be telling you that I'm the toughest fight of your career. So get ready for it, because I'm doing the same here. I'm getting ready for the best fight of my life.
Hey, well, we all wish you luck, man, and we can't wait to watch the fight.
All right, man. Thank you.
Hey, anytime. Thanks, Michael.
All right. Have a great night, man. Bye-bye.
You too.